Welcome back, children. Now let's study about the poem. An elementary school classroom in a slum. Let's revise about the poet. Stephen Spender, born in 1909, died on 1995, was an English poet and an essayist. He left University College, Oxford, without taking a degree and went to Berlin in 1930. Spender took a keen interest in politics and declared himself to be a socialist and pacifist. Books by Spender include Poems of Dedication, The Edge of Being, The Creative Element, The Struggle of the Modern, and an autobiography. World Within World. In An Elementary School Classroom in a Slum, he has concentrated on the themes of social injustice and class inequalities. Children, have you ever visited or seen an elementary school in a slum area? What does it look like? I think a totally wretched place, you would like to say, without any facilities, children in torn clothes, hair uncombed, and their conditions very bad. Maybe this would be the picture of a slum school. So children, we will study this poem stanza wise. So let's start with the first stanza. Far, far from gusty waves, these children's faces, like rootless weeds, the hair torn round their pallor. The tall girl with her weighed down head. The paper seeming boy with rat's eyes. The stunted, unlucky hair of twisted bones, reciting a father's gnarled disease. His lesson from his desk. At back of the dim class, one unnoted, sweet and young, his eyes live in a dream of squirrel's game in tree room other than this. So children, the children of an elementary school classroom in a slum look pathetic and miserable. They have pale and lifeless faces. Gusty waves, as you might have studied in the word meanings, means stormy waves of the ocean. Here, gusty waves signify the energy to live, energy to enjoy. But these children's faces were far and far away from the enjoyment, from merriment. Like rootless weeds, means their disorderly hair are torn around and look like rootless weeds. They are depressed and keep their heads down. The tall girl with her weighed down head, means there was a tall girl in the class and she was tall, but she was not healthy. Her head was big, so due to the weight of head, the head was always down. These children have stunted growth. Stunted means their growth has been cut off, means they are not growing. One boy was there in the class whose eyes were big like rat, and he was paper seeming boy, means he was so thin that he has been compared to a paper. The stunted, unlucky hair of twisted bones, reciting a father's gnarled disease. So the boy was the successor. Here means successor. And he was unlucky successor of twisted bones, Means what he has inherited from his father, not some kind of property, but twisted bones. Maybe his father was also very weak, thin, so that's why the child was also born weak. And he was reciting a father's gnarled disease. Means they inherit the diseases of their parents. And he was reciting his lesson from his desk. See children, this poem has lot of figures of speech which I will explain you at last. This time just understand the poem. So the boy was reciting a lesson from his desk, but actually he was revealing what? The disease which he has inherited from his father. At back of the dim class, one unnoted, sweet and young. So at the back of the class, at that place, the class was very dim. No enough amount of light was there. One boy was there who was sweet, who was young, and nobody noticed him. He was dreaming. And what he was dreaming? Of squirrels' game in trees and of other interesting places other than his dull and drab classroom. So the atmosphere inside the classroom was so dull and dirty that the boy, who was sweet and young, who was not noticed by anyone, was dreaming about something good, something like squirrel's game. On sour cream walls, donations, Shakespeare's head, cloudless at dawn, civilized dome, riding all cities, build, flowery, Tyrolese valley, open-handed map, awarding the world its world. And yet, for these children, these windows, not this map, their world, were all their futures painted with a fog. So now the classroom has been described over here. In the first stanza, the children were described. In this stanza, the classroom has been described. So on sour cream walls. Sour cream walls means the walls of the classroom were creamy, unpleasant, dirty, withered, and broken. And on the broken walls, what was there? First of all, the list of the names of the people who donated some kind of things or money to the school. So the list of donations was there. Second thing which was on the wall was Shakespeare's head. Means a picture was there, and that picture was of Shakespeare, and it was only the picture of Shakespeare having only head. It was hanging on the wall. Cloudless at dawn, civilized dome riding all cities. So the poet says that the list of donors, pictures of Shakespeare, these things are useful. Sorry, I want to say that useless. Yes, that would be the right word. Yeah, I know Shakespeare's picture and other things like map could be useful for the student of good schools. But for these children, Shakespeare's head was useless because these children were unfortunate children. In the early morning, the sky is cloudless. Domes of the institutions of the civilized world shine in every city. So, are they in Tyrol Valley? Music of bells and fragrance of flowers pervade there. The map of this world is made and reshaped by the people in power. But for these children of a school in the slum, that world is meaningless. Their own windows are dirty. Unpleasant surroundings form their world. The fog of uncertainty dominates their future. They are doomed to live in narrow streets, closed in by the bluish grey sky. Their world is far away from rivers, capes, and stars. So, the poet wants to say here that tall buildings were there in the city, but the room or the classroom of their school had broken roof. Outside that slum area, the Tyrol Valley was clear and beautiful, but that slum area was totally wretched. The map of this world is made and reshaped by the people in power. Means the map of the outside world, means the world outside the slum area, was designed by the rich people, but the map of the elementary school classroom in a slum area was designed by some other person. But what was the map for these children? For these children, these windows, which are dirty, the unpleasant surroundings, they are their world, where all their futures painted with a fog. It means the future or the doom of these children is uncertain. They don't know what will happen to them in future or what will be their future. A narrow street sealed in with a lead sky, far from rivers, capes, and stars of words. Surely, Shakespeare is wicked. The map is a bad example, with ships and sun and love tempting them to steal. For lives that slyly turn in their crammed holes, from fog to endless night. On their slag heap, these children wear skins peeped through by bones and spectacles of steel with mended glass, like bottle bits on stones. All of their time and space are foggy slum. So blot their maps with slum as big as doom. So that slum area had a narrow street where the sky was covered with fumes, and that place was far from rivers, capes, and stars of words. Means that slum area was totally disconnected from the beautiful world which existed outside that slum area. Actually, Shakespeare is wicked. Shakespeare has been described as wicked. Why? Because Shakespeare holds no interest for them. The children, those who are not getting the elementary or the basic facilities, what will they do after learning about Shakespeare? The map is also a bad example, because the map of the world is useless for them, because their world is that slum only. This map shows a world which is not theirs. This world is full of attractions. There are beautiful ships, warmth of the sun and love. They entice these children. Means the outside world, means the map of the outside world was full of enticing things. Enticing thing means the things which attracted these children. Beautiful ships, warmth of the sun, love of their parents, everything and everything. They are tempted to steal them away by running away from their miserable surroundings. They live in their narrow, crowded holes or lairs. Means their homes were also very small, dirty, broken. Their life starts with the fog of uncertainty and ends with the endless night of their death. It means their life was useless. It was useless for everyone. They were like insects. On the heap of the waste, these small children wander with their bones peeping out of their skins. Wearing spectacles of steel with mended glasses, they look like pieces of broken bottles on stones. So these children were having skins from which only bones were visible. Some children used to wear spectacles which were made up of steel, and the glass was mended. All their time and space is spent in these dirty and foggy slums. These slums are nothing less than living hells. Actually, they are a blot on their civilized world, the world of the rich and the great. So blot their maps with slums as big as doom. Means these slum areas were like blots on the civilized world, on the people, those who are rich and the great. In this third stanza, the poet has described about the condition of these children. In the last stanza, poet has little bit inspired us. He has ignited or lighted a candle, and the candle of hope. Unless governor, inspector, visitor, this map becomes their window, and these windows that shut upon their lives like catacombs break, oh break, open till they break the town and show the children to green fields and make their world run azure on gold sands, and let their tongues run naked into books. The white and green leaves open. History theirs, whose language is the sun. So the poet has raised hope in the last stanza. He says the map of the civilized world and the slums of these unfortunate children are two entirely different worlds. Governors, inspectors, visitors, and other important persons must abridge this gap. Means their slum area must be visited by governor, inspector, and visitors. They must peep into the world of the children living in the slums. They must make their own world, the world of these slum children too. Means these slum children also deserve the same world which is enjoyed by the rich people. The unsuitable environment of the slums has blocked all their gates to progress. They are lying shut like catacombs. Catacombs, as I explained in the word meanings, underground graves. So they are lying shut like catacombs. So these obstacles should be broken. That's why break, oh break. Everything that binds them should be broken. Means every chain should be broken. The chain of poverty, the chain of illiteracy, the chain of being hungry. They must be allowed to breathe in the open air. They must be allowed to come out of their narrow lanes and dirty slums of the town. Let them enjoy the beauty of the green fields. Their world should extend to the sky, blue sky. Azure means, as I explained in the word meanings, blue. Rising over the golden sands. Let the pages of wisdom be open for them. Let their tongues express themselves freely without any check or fear. Only those people make or create history whose language has the warmth and strength of the sun. Means only those people make history who live in the open sun, who live under the blue sky, who live on the gold sands, who are free to speak anything. So children, that's all about this poem. Rest the literary devices I will explain in the coming video. Thank you.